Hey there, everybody. This is kind of an unplanned video topic, but I want to kind of supplement and address the recent police video that I made. So you'll see the title of this is linked to that. But I want to add some things. Um, Firstly, this video's or that video uh, is getting a lot of views. So thank you very much. It very quickly became the highest viewed video on this channel, and it's still going. I'm a bit impressed and surprised. I knew that I picked a hot topic, but in comparison to the rest of my videos, I had no idea. Um, anyway, I want to add to that. Um, I want to give a little opinion from my side, my personal experience with police in the US. Most of you watching are from Germany, according to the YouTube analytics, the statistics that I'm able to see on my side, from the creator side. Yeah, most of you are coming from Germany, so I want to add some things about the US police. Now, one thing, I've always tried to stay very positive with my attitude because I've had family that were police officers, friends that still are in the US. So over the past years, as we're seeing this police-involved violence grow, I've always supported that good apple mentality, because I know that there's good people that work for these police departments. I know that there's people that do this job and mean well. However, yesterday I came across a story something that recently happened in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I think I can't handle any more of this. Like, we're hearing these police violence stories every day, and I've really had enough. First, my personal story. Like, I grew up mainly in rural, small town Wisconsin. On the surface, yeah, in comparison, I've visually got a privilege compared to many other people in the US. So I can't complain about that. However, in my own little non-threatening way, like I didn't have to worry about my life being threatened by the police. Like, I just didn't want to be arrested. But in my youth, my teenage years, I gotta correct this, particularly my teenage years, the small town that I lived in, the police were very discriminating. Like, my friends, like, especially like a group of friends. So it was these small town police and the way that they picked on groups of kids, especially like the outsider type, us that were listening to metal, like the skater punks and everything. They particularly were harassing. They were very hard on the skater kids. Like, I've got a younger sister that really saw the worst of it. But, like, to give you one example, let's say it's a Friday night and we all gather in the center of town, we had our particular meeting points. Like we could be there causing no harm, and the police would come by and break us up and tell us to go home, or like we were teenagers. Like what did have a basic understanding, and but I'll never forget this one night. Like the like this is rural northern Wisconsin. Lots of national forest and woods around us. So in our teenage years, we would go out to the forest to party. Like, what else do you do in the forest in the middle of the night? Sorry to say, but it was obvious. Everyone knew that we did it. So one particular night, the cops pulled up and told us to leave. And we're like, well, where do you want us to go? And they literally said, go out to the forest because then you're not our problem. And this was like, I have to explain that because these were like the city police. So of course their jurisdiction ended at a certain point. They just wanted us out of town. And so once we were out in the woods, the DNR, the Department of Natural Resources, have their own police authority. So they literally, these city police literally had that attitude. It's like, oh, go some, we don't care that much about you. Instead of keeping you right here where we can watch you and make sure that you're doing nothing wrong. It's like, oh, just get out of town. We don't care. So, I've always had this, yeah. I've always had an eye on the police because I always felt like I was being watched through, once I started getting some piercings and tattoos, and I think I was one of the first people walking around town with facial piercings, and then when I started coloring my hair, I think I was 18 or 19, sometime, or let's just say 20. From the age 20, like through most of my 20s, I had a similar haircut, colored blue, like the color of my arm tattoo. Like it was a bright blue. So in a small town, like I really stood out. Everyone was watching me. And yeah, so I've always carried that along with me. I think living here in Germany is the first time that I've felt, or like it's even been awkward. Like it's taken me a couple years to realize that the police don't care about me, and they're not looking to find trouble. Now, so like, yeah, my life has never been in threat because of my skin color, but I definitely understand a little bit of that. What's the word? There's that brain fart again. Anyway, you get my point. So coming up until tomorrow, like I've worked too hard to stay a bit neutral because I know that all of these police officers in the US are not bad people. However, the story that I heard yesterday really put me over the line. Like I've had enough. I guess my breaking point is when women and young girls are involved. So, recently in Las Vegas, Nevada, you can look it up. Andrea Hollingsworth, Dre Hollingsworth, a woman with her 11-year-old twin daughters in the car were stopped by police. And you can Google it if you want. But long story short, this woman, black woman, was deaf. And so she couldn't communicate. And the police officers were wearing, of course, their corona face masks. So she couldn't read lips. And they got aggressive with her and ended up pushing her to the ground, handcuffing her with her arms behind her back while her 11-year-old girls were screaming and crying. This is just disgusting. Like, this is utterly disgusting. Like, I couldn't even keep watching the video. This woman had her cell phone and was live streaming on Facebook, and it really disgusted me. Like, so that's it. Like, I don't think I can any longer like defend even the good ones, because the good ones are letting this happen. Like, I would love to see all of the good police literally lay down their badges and be like this problem needs a culture, like, not a culture shock. It needs to be shocked. The system needs to be shocked. It's so broken. It needs to be shocked back to life. Because what else are you gonna do? Like, if suddenly all of the good ones just laid down their badges and stepped aside, it would be clear. Then everyone left standing would be like, oh, well, I'm okay with the police racism and violence. And then it's like, hey, oh, it needs to end. I'm so sick of it. Like, I feel bad for these people. But this act, and then the Las Vegas Police Department apparently is siding with the officers. That's like, what the fuck is your problem? The woman was clearly and not a threat. Like, if you're interested, you can look it up. But it's so disgusting. I'm done with it. Yeah. Oh, so sorry about, that's 2 videos in a row. I guess I talk a lot more than I thought I did. Anyway, that's just something on my, it was on my mind. I had trouble sleeping last night too, but I wanted to share it with you. And thank you all for watching these videos. And yeah, sorry. Please subscribe. I hope the content gets better, and bis nächste Mal.